So from the moment the pilot got into the airplane,
and other truly private companies.
What we're going through now is per a checklist that is standard for every pilot, whether you're a private pilot all the way up to commercial or test pilots.
Trim, I'm showing 12.1 up, 0.1 left, and 0.2 or 0.1 right on the rudder.
They're about to try to break the sound barrier. We got to check this out first.
Anti-skids auto, backup high pump auto, transfer knobs auto, FLVS selected, GoPro.
And what those are the trim settings we heard there. Everything's in the green boxes, making sure that all the control surfaces are in the correct positions for takeoff. You can see at the back end of the airplane there, the horizontal tail is deflected, slightly trailing edge up. That's about 12 degrees trailing edge up is the position for the takeoff trim setting for XB1. So we just go through all these checks, make sure the airplane is appropriately configured for the mission that we're about to undertake here.
Oh, man.
And again, he gets the support from the ground team. They have the visual
if they paid you?
On the exterior, making sure that, yes, the trailing edge up indication that we have external, it matches what the pilot is seeing internally as well. As Nick was saying, going over, checking the instruments, checking the tires, etc. He was being supported by Eddie O'Hare, who was out in front. When there is someone underneath the aircraft, the pilot has to go hands up, meaning they don't want to inadvertently move throttles or the controls. That would endanger the person who's underneath the aircraft. So they keep a visual line of sight with another individual. Now, in this case, I believe it was Eddie O'Hare, who was pointing out to the pilot where Kurt was underneath the aircraft as he was inspecting.
Gonna fly the prototype, man. Experimental.
The components there.
Experimental
flight. So now the next component here in the checklist is make sure that we have, again, all the pins are removed and stowed, and then we're going into the takeoff checklist. So, Nick, you want to tell us a little bit about the mission that we're expected to and how it's expected to go today?
Yeah, sure, Greg. Thanks. So today, of course, the objective is to safely break the sound barrier. This would be the first time that XB1 accomplishes that feat. Previously, we've been to Mach 0.95, just 5% shy of the speed of sound. But we're going to do this today in a very special piece of airspace. We're going to take off, and climb to the east, and then turn around westbound and enter what's called the Bell X1 Supersonic Corridor. That's a special.
All right, so we're just checking this out for a few minutes, giving some time for people to join. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good. This is some type of prototype, new Concorde prototype jet attempts to break sound barrier. I'm assuming once it takes off, they're not going to be able to track it unless they have some type of camera on there. That'd be kind of dope.
Any civil aircraft has ever gone supersonic over the continental United States.
Ooh.
All right, throttles are coming up.
I could have just did a stream on this.
Into position, Nick, we can see the two chase aircraft accompanying XB1.
Oh,
what's the role of the two chase aircraft specifically?
Stable. Idle.
So what we're seeing here right now, Geppetto's actually just doing some engine checks, final verification that everything is within band.
This is the new model for deportations to get people there express.
Aircraft today. They're really just airborne support for Geppetto.
That's cool.
Helping offload any tasks that are required, keeping eyeballs on the outside of the airplane. If we have something like an oil leak or something, Chase can see it immediately. So the value of having Chase airborne on any test aircraft is pretty well documented, well understood.
So I'm going to take a moment here to talk about what you're seeing kind of at the bottom of the screen there. We're providing you with a bit of the telemetry, honestly a small fraction of what's coming off the airplane.
Throttle's coming up for fuel burn.
But what you see there is we have the altitude on the, there's a mission time. We'll just run a clock when the airplane takes off, but then we have the altitude. What you're seeing there at 2,700 feet, that is the elevation, above mean sea level that the airfield is at. So XB1 is starting from an altitude today of 2,700 feet. The Mach 0.1 and then the airspeed that you see there in knots, that it's reading right now as having speed because the instrument actually has a minimum amount of, basically pressure that it can detect. So it always holds just a residual value of approximately 65 knots or Mach 0.1. As the aircraft accelerates, you'll start to see those numbers tick.
And in the chat says the sonic boom is supposed to be substantially less so they can use it over cities without disturbing everyone. Interesting.
And of the speed of sound.
Send out an email.
Airspeed is in true airspeed, so that is going to be the aircraft speed.
Test control, I show you in band for fuel.
Okay, we're
go, brake release.
We're good for fuel.
All right, let's go. Launch us.
And that's the indication that XB1 is clear to take off.
1 and 2, you guys set?
Chase 1, 2, ready, go. Take off.
So let's take advantage of this and just watch XB1 on her takeoff roll as she leaps into the air for the first ever supersonic flight of an independently developed civilian supersonic aircraft.
Oh, okay. There she goes. Pretty quick on the ground. Wow, look at that. Look how, okay. Oh. Stay steady. Wow.
And she's airborne.
It almost looks like a video game. Doesn't even look real. AI.
Wow, that was fantastic. Doesn't she look gorgeous? Especially when the gear's up, she looks an absolutely beautiful airplane. And in the pilot's world, we say that if an aircraft looks right, she'll fly right. And XB1 certainly looks right. The psychiatrists, in fact, tell us that an aircraft like XB1 looks great, and we like it because it appeals to both sides of the brain. The left side for its technology, and the right side for its stunning good looks. And she's climbing pretty steeply now, Greg. Why is she climbing so steeply as that?
Mike, I mean, I've never had the opportunity to be outside and watch it fly. I've always been in the control room, and it is remarkable how quickly it does indeed climb. XB1 is designed to be able to climb effectively with a single engine failed or single engine inoperative and the gear down. The gear provide a substantial amount of drag. That's why we pull them up early, getting off the deck, and we have all three engines operating. So we have essentially a tremendous amount of excess power. That clean and dry check that you heard right there, that's the chase plane will do an external inspection of the aircraft. And so they're looking at panels and making sure there's no movement, excess movement or flutter on any panels, no leaks or anything like that. So just an external, again, the benefit of having another individual right there next to the airplane able to inspect it from the outside.
So with XB1 in the air, Greg, what can we expect from this initial phase of the mission before we get to the point where we'll go supersonic?
The initial phase of the mission here, the first card in our test cards here is take off and climb out. The whole function of this is to get into the correct airspace at the right speed and the right altitude to really set us up for entry into the supersonic corridor. So the pilot, Geppetto, and the aircraft, they have experience in the control room as well, all have experience with the aircraft during all altitudes up to 32,000 feet and the speeds that we're going to be experiencing at this point. So primarily, they're just evaluating, is the airplane behaving like we expect it to behave, as we've seen it behave in previous missions, and making sure that everything is aligned with expectations. So, Geppetto will be going through. Also, a number of systems will be coming active, and so he'll be looking to make sure that they're performing appropriately. Cabin pressurization is kicking in to pressurize the cockpit. Making sure the temperatures are all good.
Test control, we're ready for a flutter comm check when you are.
And so, and then things like fuel transfer kicking in, making sure there's a number of devices on the flight control system that augment how the flight controls behave. Those go through schedules that are a function of speed and altitude, so we'll be making sure that they're on schedule. So the control room's looking at that. Geppetto's looking at that.
Test flutter, how do you read?
And so what you're hearing here is that there's one person primarily that can speak to the pilot, and that's the test conductor, Aaron Young. When we run a flutter profile, there is a station in the control room.
Test control, I have you in the climb to 34,000 feet. I have card 1 complete. Next up will be card 2, the Mach 1.1 expansion and flutter block.
So, and so there's one other station. When you run a flutter profile, you're exciting the aircraft and shaking it. And so they're looking at data, the flutter station. It is only during a flutter profile that is being run that we give the flutter profile the ability to reach out directly to the pilot to tell them to knock it off if they see anything that they don't like. So that's what you just heard there. It's saying as Aaron was saying, there's no other point.
Test, due to copy, West being active 24/5.
There's no other real function on this card except to get to 34,000 feet.
This is interesting.
We're getting
watch
some
this and then we'll
fantastic
get
shots
started.
here. We can see now as XB1 is climbing up through 22,000 feet. Mach 0.79, 79% of the speed of sound, which is around about the cruise speed of a conventional airliner. 477 knots, that's true airspeed, of course. So the figure in the middle is the really key one today. 0.81, 81% of the speed of sound. So Greg, tell us a little bit more about what it actually means to go supersonic. What does breaking the sound barrier, why is it so challenging to an aircraft?
Yeah, the sound barrier is a real thing. It's not just some flowery language to describe, this moment of going faster than the speed of sound. As an aircraft flies subsonically, say 30%, 40%, 70% of the speed of sound, the drag characteristics or the resistance of the air that the airplane has to fly through is very predictable.
Wow, look at that, man.
And in the 1940s, as airplanes were kind of getting faster and faster, fighters were going into dives,
XB-1.
chasing other aircraft and whatnot, they started to notice this phenomenon where the drag would pick up substantially as they were kind of approaching these higher Mach numbers, 0.8, 0.85, 0.9. And essentially what's happening is that as an airplane flies through the air, it is displacing air, it is manipulating the air, and there are areas as the air kind of transitions along from nose to tail where air is being squeezed or compressed and slowed down, and areas where it's being expanded and sped up. And what will happen is that in some of those areas where it's being expanded and sped up, even though the airplane's flying lower than the speed of sound, you can have local areas of supersonic airflow. When you have supersonic airflow and it slows back down, there's a shock wave that forms behind it, and it's what happens. It's the effect of this shock wave.
Control test, you want to verify the test profile?
Test control ready.
The presence.
120-2, start 4 and 65, duration 120.
So it's the presence of these shock waves and the effect that they have on the air and the airflow over the aircraft that actually creates this rapid rise in drag. And so as an aircraft is accelerating, say from Mach 0.85 to greater than the speed of sound, as you can imagine, more and more air starts to go supersonic. The shock waves are shifting on the aircraft. And even if you are going faster than the speed of sound, you can still have local areas that are slower than the speed of sound, like, the compressed at higher pressure areas. And so it's not only until you get kind of well beyond the speed of sound, Mach 10% above the speed of sound is what we're targeting today, when you can get some more fully developed supersonic flow across the aircraft, things clean up, there's less shock waves across the aircraft, and as a result, the drag starts to reduce on the backside of the sound barrier. One more thing to mention here, or a couple more things to mention here actually, is that as those, as you're speeding up, those shock waves are moving across the aircraft. You can see effects, if it goes past a air pressure probe or port, you'll get disturbances in altitude and in airspeed. So do not be surprised if you see some fluctuations in airspeed and altitude as the airplane is going beyond the speed of sound. And then one more thing to mention here is that the engines do not like supersonic airflow. Fundamentally, they're just not really happy with it. And so the reason that the inlets are shaped the way they are, and the way you see this common on fighter jets and other supersonic aircraft, is they actually develop and control these shocks, these supersonic, the shocks that slow the air from supersonic to subsonic, to slow air inside the inlet and to provide the engine with subsonic speeds, even though the aircraft is traveling supersonically. So that's one of the design features. Ways that you make an airplane go, easier break through the sound barrier. One, add more thrust, right? You can always, more power, more better. However, that's not an efficient solution. So some really clever people in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s discovered that through clever shaping of the aircraft, you can reduce that wave drag. And so a lot of that is why XB-1 is such a long, slender aircraft with a long fuselage, very gently changing features and contours on the aircraft. And the reason for that is again to minimize the disturbance on the minimize the disturbance of the airflow on the airplane and the creation of those shocks. So hopefully that provides some insight as to a lot of the considerations that go into and the effects of breaking the sound barrier.
Greg, that's fantastic. Also fantastic, these amazing air-to-air shots that we're getting. I mean, it's unbelievable that we're kind of looking over Geppetto's shoulder. And I'm glad to see you back with us, Nick. How are we getting these wonderful photographs?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. So actually, we
Starlink?
have Starlink equipped in our Chase T38 today. We're using a Starlink mini antenna that we've paired with an aviation data plan, and it's just pretty incredible. It's such a diminutive little device that's been able to. We've done some testing in the T38, and basically we're getting broadband speeds, at 0.88 Mach, 31,000 feet. It's just the capability that it's brought to the game of flight test has been pretty incredible, actually. Very surprised by the capability. But that's what's enabling these live shots of XB1 in the air as it prepares to go supersonic.
And we can see XB1 at the chase in the turn now, looping around towards the area where we can go supersonic. And XB1 is a phenomenally high-performing aircraft, and yet it kind of feels that she's not climbing up at full power, which is absolutely the case because she can outperform the chase aircraft. So Geppetto has had to throttle back a bit just to let the chase catch up and then to keep station on him. And they're doing that now in the turn. As you can see from the indicators on the screen, 32,000 feet, Mach 0.88, and that's faster than any subsonic aircraft goes. Above that Mach number, when we go supersonic, there will be a little yellow flag pops up to tell us that we're supersonic, but that's just a TV indicator. Greg, how do we know, absolutely know, when XB1 is supersonic?
Well, that's one of the reasons that we're going all the way to Mach 1.1 today, is to make sure that we're clearing some of those transonic effects that can wreak havoc on.
We believe that was a transient with the debounce on the cast. We think everything's actually okay.
So, and why we're going to 1.1, make sure we make through all these transients that can cause error with the air data sensors, both with altitude and airspeed. We also have.
Yeah, I think they're about to actually issue your go for Excel, so let's listen into the control room comms.
Test control, your go for Excel to Mach 1.1.
Go for Excel.
Mach 1.1.
Castro Gate, go for Excel.
So this is the really exciting part. Watch the Mach number in the middle of the screen.
Chase 1, full gate.
We'll get to see it, I guess.
3 engines and afterburner. Mach number's ticking up.
I guess maybe after they'll have some type of recording, I guess, over there. Well, Starlink is Elon's, but the aircraft, I don't know, I guess Concorde. Uh-oh.
Sonic, faster than the speed of sound. Sonic, what a wonderful achievement.
Altitude's coming back down.
Geppetto and the whole team know what a really historic moment this is. The first really historic moment this is.
Is that what it is? That's the aircraft, I guess? It just looks like a blur when it's going, or is it maybe it's just a signal?
Supersonic. And Geppetto is the first pilot ever to do it. It is really...
Geppetto, it's 35,000 up in the air, 35,000 feet, 1.1 Mach. Speed 644 knots.
Of effort into this moment, and to just think that this is the first civil supersonic aircraft in American history. I'm to the moon, excited about how well that went. We saw the Mach number lingering there a little bit. It kind of paused at 0.97. We actually expected that. We talked about that in this morning's brief, how sometimes the air data doesn't really know what to do with that onset of the shock wave when it actually hits Mach 1. But then it came back at, we saw 0.04, I think, was the first indication. But here we are at Mach 1.1. Airplane looks great, and they're into testing.
Flying supersonically, what's the experience like? Well, from my experience on Concorde, there's absolutely no physical sensation once you're supersonic. There's also no physical sensation of going through the sound barrier. When a plane's traveling at faster than the speed of sound, and today it's up around about 770 miles per hour, you really don't realize it. And yet, today, for instance, XB1 is traveling so quickly that a distance like that between, say, San Diego and Los Angeles could be covered in just a mere 10 minutes. She's actually flying faster than the Earth rotates. She's going so quickly that the sun is going literally backwards in the sky. It's quite an amazing experience, and yet that's the really clever thing that the aviation engineers succeed in doing, to make the experience so that an aircraft can do all of this while the passengers are just sitting in comfort, and even sometimes they have to put indicators in the cabin to make sure that the customers do know that the aircraft is flying supersonically.
So that Concorde, because that Concorde, they used to have that commercial plane, right? Concorde. I thought they got put out, like they stopped, they got discontinued. I don't think they do passenger Concorde anymore. I mean, I could be wrong. But let's see. Discontinue. Yeah, the Concorde, the first supersonic commercial jetliner. I know this is not a commercial. This is a civilian aircraft, which is really dope, but not a commercial. It says discontinued in 2003 due to high operating costs and safety concerns. I remember they were having problems with their wheels and stuff. They kept busting and exploding. And it says safety concerns. The 2000 crash of Air France Concorde killed 113 people, which accelerated the retirement of Concorde.
Relates to the hands-off behavior
Concorde
of the
coming
aircraft.
back.
Geppetto will actually disturb the airplane and roll, pitch, and yaw, and then he'll get actively in the loop for the handling qualities block and test what it's like to maneuver.
Yeah, I'll
Flip
just say
it, turn it upside
right now, we've decelerated back from the speed of sound, and the reason I
really
believe
cool,
that
yeah.
is for airspace considerations, which we only have a limited amount of airspace to work with here, which kind of limits how much testing we can get done on any one pass. So the team will look at some data here and evaluate and see if we want to make another pass to get into those handling qualities evaluations.
Of course, that's one of the issues, that is a very limited piece of airspace available to us, and the aircraft is traveling so quickly, it's quite normal for it to have an issue with going outside the airspace. And of course, Geppetto is fully aware of that, and so he's monitoring where he is and making real-time decisions about how to control the speed of the aircraft to remain within the airspace. So we're not quite sure yet whether we're going to do another acceleration, but the aircraft has gone supersonic, and she was supersonic for just under 4 minutes. Greg, I saw your face when we went through the sound barrier. You must be...
So I guess I think we can get on to some of the topics I was going to cover. I just wanted to check that out. I thought that was pretty cool. I like airplanes and kind of watching them, and also watching all the horrible stories about airplanes. I kind of want to see if they're going to do some maneuvers, though.
We've thought about this moment. This moment has been a motivator for us for years now, and it's just, these are one of those kind of like once, twice, kind of in a career moments. If you're lucky, you get these opportunities, and just incredibly thankful that that we've had the team that we've had and been able to accomplish the things that got us to this point. And I can see now that we're still at 34,000 feet. We're in the turn. We're heading back to the east, so I anticipate we're going to accelerate again. To get some more data here would be my anticipation, as we discussed in the brief this morning. So watch that clock.
Just so that was mid.
So kind of two for the price of one, really. Two supersonic flights for the price of one. And just to see the team, they're absolutely...
All right. So we'll move on to some of the topics. I'll kind of keep an eye on this, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I should put it up on the smaller side. Like a small screen. We can kind of just keep an eye on it, I guess. Let me do that real quick. Oh, my God. This is... This is one of the off topics I was going to touch about this rapper in Detroit. She's trying to sue Lyft because she's saying they discriminated against her. We'll get into that. She's saying they discriminated against her because they said she was too heavy, or she couldn't fit in the vehicle or something. And I was questioning if it was a real story, but apparently it's a real story. She's here rapping. Hold on.
Rapping niggas flexing with a big bag. Yo, man's mad, he ain't fuck no more. I admit the hell was good, but I ain't want no more.
Hey.
Fuck them cute bitches, but bitches my mind different. Please don't get it twisted, my pussy was fine different.
Okay.
If you thought I liked it, the pussy a crime different. Y'all fucking on these niggas, I been heads, they been trash. Big boss,
yeah.
They never lacking, I be walking on the same.
Yeah.
Quick change, I'm standing on the same shit. So quick change.
Anyway, so that's Detroit rapper Dank Demos. Completely unrelated. I was going to cover that at the end, but since we're here, why not? Suing Lyft driver for claiming she could not fit in the vehicle. The same talented rapper who went viral on my page last year for this video. And so this is the news article.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was,
I wonder if she could win this lawsuit. What do you guys think?
when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
Oh, you're saying Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough.
I get the money and flip it and make time food.
Dank DeMoss, as she's known.
I've never heard her before. Dank DeMoss.
At the mic is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, It really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Run.
The only way to prove the case is to bring that driver, bring the same vehicle, and then see if she fits inside. Putting the glove on. That's the only way to get to it.
And say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
Damn. Man, that aircraft, isn't it beautiful? Wow.
A supersonic aircraft that will be the forerunner for the Overture supersonic airliner that will be going up to Mach 1.7, twice as fast as a conventional airplane. That's the vision of Boom, and that's the objective of all of this activity. And I'm absolutely thrilled to see a civil aircraft flying supersonically once more.
Are you distraught after the recent presidential election? Here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain.
I'll send this on Discord.
And we're here to help. Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened. It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package.
Yo, the Vance add-on package.
We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event J.D. Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
Don't cry, cryo. That's crazy. I don't know who came up with that. Newsy. Star date, January 6th, 2030.
Where am I? Oh, please tell me it's over. Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the?
Oh, that's wild, man. So some of this is a big thing that's going on. People getting deported. Some people are upset. Some people are happy. There was this guy, ICE deports a legal immigrant who beat pregnant wife to death after Massachusetts paroles him. Cesar Polanco, 59 years old. I'm looking at this aircraft thing. 59 years old, an illegal immigrant from the Dominican Republic. Oh, no, not DR. Was paroled after serving just 17 years for brutally beating his pregnant wife to death and in front of his 5-year-old son. Despite his life sentence, the Massachusetts Parole Board approved his release, calling his adjustment positive. That's crazy. What is going on? He was represented by Harvard's Prison Legal Assistance Project, which helps convict murderers when paroled. Before he could walk free, ICE deported him. Wow. Mamma mia. And this is some more. There's 2 criminal illegal aliens with ties to Mexican cartels were arrested in Denver area. Agents seized 130,000 fentanyl pills, cocaine, meth, and heroin. And there's a bunch of stories going on like this. I think this is good. Like these criminals that are being taken out, these drug lords, the traffickers, rapists, murderers. I think it's good because they've slipped through the system. Everybody should want that. Let me see. Yeah, 13. I'm looking at the articles to verify this. 13 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 14 hours ago. Yeah, 2 arrested. Fentanyl pills seized. See if I can get a video clip for us. First one.
After federal agents say they found 130,000 fentanyl pills.
Wow.
The DEA says they searched a home in Denver where they found cocaine, meth, and heroin. The DEA says the suspects have ties to the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels based in Mexico.
Yeah. This article came out yesterday. And then this morning, I saw this posted too. I don't know what's going on, man. 40 illegal Chinese nationals packed into 2 separate vans apprehended in Coral Gables here in Florida. What the?
Very heavy police presence in Coral Gables. Specifically, we are looking at Old Cutler Road and Kendall Drive.
Let's get right to you, 7 Stephen J. Gray above and 7 Skyforce with what we know so far. Stephen.
Good morning, Tavares. Good morning, Olivia. Yeah, we've got a report of up to 40 migrants in 2 separate vans here. This is Old Cutler Road northbound here near Kendall Drive. We've got Coral Gables police on scene, and we're getting word that possibly 40 Chinese migrants have
what is going on?
Pretty much
Even Chinese migrants
been pulled over in these vans. You can see through the trees here that the migrants are sitting down. Everything's pretty much under control. Everybody's being good. But once again, the 40 folks in 2 separate vans. Those vans must have been jam-packed right here in Coral Gables. I'm sure they're going to...
In 2 vans. What is it? 40 people in 2 vans. Wow.
Wait for a bigger vehicle to transport the migrants to wherever they've got to take them to. You can see this van is actually facing the wrong way on the road here, so I'm wondering if that was one of the reasons why they stood out. They also said that there is a separate scene. We're going to try to find out where that separate scene, and of course we're going to bring it to you first like we're bringing this to you.
So this is a massive thing, and we're going to get to the title too. This guy, which is kind of interesting, a guy that voted for Trump, his wife gets deported. What the? Wow. It appears that the Chinese nationals were smuggled in through Snapper Creek, just like last time. Considering the 3 Cuban nationals captured last week doing this are currently in jail, I believe a much larger human smuggling operation must be operating in Coral Gables. Holy crap.
Well, here we go again. Another suspected smuggling operation stopped in Coral Gables. Sources tell us more than 20 migrants, likely from China, arrived by boat into the Snapper Creek Canal. Right now, we can tell you that they are in custody along with suspected smugglers. A video that Local 10 has shows several of these migrants on the ground. We're being told that they are loaded into buses right now. Likely they will be assessed. They will be treated and then taken into federal custody by the U.S. Border Patrol. This, as you know, comes more than a week after another group of Chinese migrants was smuggled in, according to the feds, same location.
That's a good question. Are they all men?
Arriving into the Snapper Creek Canal by boat, loaded into a van, and spotted by a concerned citizen. This is happening right now. We are being told as smuggling operations are happening from the Bahamas to the U.S. Last time when we were with you and reporting on that other scene, these migrants, from what we understand, had met up with some of these suspected smugglers, and they arrived here from the Bahamas, paying money and putting themselves and others into some very dangerous situations. So right now we are working to get more information about this unfolding scene in Coral Gables, but we can tell you Coral Gables police on scene, U.S. Border Patrol also investigating, and as soon as we get more about this situation, we will let you know. But again, it feels...
So Coral Gables is like towards Miami. Let me show you a little map here. So it's Miami, and Coral Gables. Where did I see? It's right here. This area, Snapper Creek, kind of runs. It looks like it runs through the state, through Miami, and it connects all the way to the ocean. I guess that's what it looks like. So I honestly, I didn't know there was Chinese people being smuggled in. I guess everybody gets smuggled in, but I don't know. I don't feel like we often hear about that.
Like deja vu happened just about 2 weeks ago, and as soon as we get more on this, guys, we'll let you know.
Janine Stanwood live for us this morning, monitoring what is happening. Another situation appearing to be human smuggling there in Coral Gables. Janine, thank you.
Coral Gables, right in Miami. it's good to know what their age groups are. Based on the more helicopter video I've seen, they're military-aged males. They'll be processed at an ICE facility. Maybe I should follow this guy. Floridian. They'll be processed on an ICE facility in Miramar and quickly deported, is my guess. My buddy works next to it, and hopefully they'll get some pictures. I'm going to follow this guy. Maybe he'll give some updates. Kind of an interesting story. Everybody's getting deported, man. It's crazy. And NYC's first major immigration raids kick off under Trump's crackdown, nabbing violent murderers and kidnappers.
In Chicago, then we saw it in Boston. Now we're seeing it in New York City. And this has just been...
Oh, and if you guys could help me out with the like button, please, I'd appreciate that. That helps out with like the algorithm and all that good stuff. Thank you so much. And we're getting warmed up. You know, I was off for a little while, almost a week. So we're getting warmed up, getting our feet wet.
A week since Donald Trump was inaugurated. And yesterday, 2 men in the U.S. illegally were arrested in Denver, in that area. Approximately 130,000 fentanyl pills were seized, along with other drugs, cocaine, meth, heroin. So think of the lives that are being saved by getting these drugs off the street, by closing down these gangs, telling these gangs you're not welcome here.
I feel like most people should agree with that. I understand there's some people that are like upset about it, but like people like drugs and like criminals and murders, like people should be on board with that, you know? Like, I don't know.
Take your business to another country, because not here in America. Think about all the rapists that are getting arrested, the people who are charged with domestic violence, the people who, these criminals who had plans to maybe do what they did to Jocelyn down in Texas,
10 days, really?
or to do to Lake what they did to Laken in Georgia. So lives are being saved by this.
These are only criminals that are in major cities that pose a national security threat or a public.
Yo, that jet, I mean, it just looks amazing. The quality, like the fact that they can do this. Oh, he's lowering down. I guess they're about to land. I do want to watch the landing. 5,400 feet, 0.3 Mach speed. Looks like they're slowing down, landing gear coming down. All right, let's check this out real quick. I want to see the landing real quick. That is so cool.
And we'll get verification from both Geppetto and the control room here.
Lock, dampers on, fuel systems auto, anti-skids auto, 170.
That's the landing checklist that they just completed. Yep. Looks like good gear, Mike. As a landing gear designer, my heart melts every time I see that gear come out. I think it's beautiful.
And this is a really special landing gear, isn't it?
It is. It's bespoke for XB1. It was a custom gear.
I wonder how many people you can sit in here, because it almost looks like it's just a one-seater. I don't know if somebody else could fit in the back.
From landing now, I would expect that LSO to take over the comms here momentarily. And that'll be exciting to listen to. So let's listen into the LSO comms.
Yeah, I just want to mention we have 2 LSOs who have supported us on this mission. Zach Pleiss, call sign Sprite, again a former naval aviator, and Charles Wickware, call sign Wignut. I believe we're going to hear Charles on the comms today, would be my guess. But both of them are here today. It's a big flight, and obviously, you know, we all want to be a part of it. So what we'll be listening for is Paddle's contact in a very nice, calm, friendly voice.
And then you'll hear Paddles giving advice to Geppetto about being on glide path, on center line, or maybe even slightly above or slightly below or slightly left or slightly right. And Geppetto's got enough experience flying XB1 and the XB1 simulator. He's got many.
That's what I was wondering, Jim. I wonder how much fuel they're carrying. But yeah, like you said, it's probably very lightweight, fuel efficient.
Him to get the right approach path and the right speed.
Yeah, XB1 is a test aircraft, and so this is a brand new system. There it is. We'll listen in.
Headwind 7 knots. Strong glide slope, strong center line.
Test 1.8.
So you have glide slope center line and test given the 1.8
look
fuel
at that,
call.
man. That's incredible.
You're a little high, but looking down, you're on center line.
And you can see there like a difference between the angle of attack of XB1 versus the Mirage next to it.
A little high coming down on center line.
Like those airplanes are flying the same speed. In both
there's a
descent,
difference.
And one of them is substantially nose up.
High coming down on center line.
That high angle of attack, a characteristic
angle of
the
attack is like the
Delta
slant.
wing. Concorde had a high landing angle of attack.
Very similar to that.
Approaching glide slope, you're on center line.
The test aircraft has a higher angle of
Glide
attack
slope, you're
compared
on
to the other
center
one.
line. On glide slope, on center line. On glide slope, on center line, 50 feet. On center line, 40. On center line, 30.
There we go. That shit don't even look real. It's so crazy. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
And she's down right on the numbers. Absolutely beautiful. Right on the numbers, right on the center line. And I'm going to turn around and watch her roll out down the runway.
That's really cool.
What a beautiful sight, and what a really successful day.
Good brakes.
Awesome. Getting a little bit of a flyby from the T-38 and the Mirage F1. And so XB1, yeah, we'll continue the rollout down the runway here. You heard the good brakes call, which always gives Nick a bit of relief, being the brakes guy at one point in time. But
the windmills.
Geppetto will take it really easy. He'll roll it
the
down
background.
the runway and just let the speed bleed. But we do have to clear the runway because we have two other aircraft to recover here. Both of the chase planes expect to be landing here.
And of course, things aren't over yet. Although we're landed, there's still quite a bit to do, isn't there?
That's right. And so we heard the call out there briefly before Geppetto was getting configured for the landing of approach speed of 170. We actually update that. Given the weight of the aircraft, there's a different speed that we land at, and so the control room will back Geppetto up on that. I mean, he greased it on. Geppetto has made it look easy every single time he's landed. This is his 11th landing. In the real XB1, of course, hundreds of landings in the simulator to prepare for it. So Geppetto's going to roll to the end of the runway, and he's going to turn left onto taxiway Alpha and come back, and he should actually park right behind us here at this desk, maybe about 5 minutes from now or so. After that, there's a standard checklist that he'll execute to safely and properly shut down the airplane.
All right, man. So that's the new Concorde prototype experimental aircraft. It looks like they had a pretty successful mission today.
Safety risks there. And so the idea that they're playing on saying that they're going into schools, well, if they're going into a school, that means someone is a threat to the country, or in the case of Chicago, someone made a threat against the president of the United States.
Right. Yeah, the Chicago thing, there was some type of threat. I mean, I haven't seen them going into schools yet, you know. Elon Musk tweeted this out, and this is, I guess, just some numbers. Some people are only concerned in making crying videos about deportations when Trump does it. So everybody does it. Everybody's done it. The deportations. Bill Clinton. It says here 870,000 people were deported during his tenure. George Bush, man, that boy did 2 million. Barack Obama, 3.2 million. And Trump, 2017 to 2021, despite a strong focus on immigration enforcement, he did around 1 million. Compared to the other people, right? Isn't that crazy? Compared to Bush and Obama. Trump was only 4 years. So we'll have to see. I don't know what happens. But they were saying a lot of the same stuff. I pulled up a video from Obama yesterday, and this is another video from Hillary in 2008. This says she sounded like MAGA.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. And you have to try to learn English. And you
learn English.
And you have to try to learn English. And you have to wait in line.
Look at that. That was in 2008. Isn't that interesting? So Selena Gomez got some backlash, and I covered this yesterday. She deleted her post, and a lot of people took to the internet to express their thoughts. This guy's a comedian, though. Tyler Fisher's really funny. You get the drift. Oh, here we go. Let me see. This guy's pretty funny. He has his own comedy stuff, too. I remember when he first came up on YouTube. I was watching him back in the day. He came up really quick. He blew up on YouTube. So he has like a comedy tour, if you want to check that out. Tyler Fisher. Let's see what else we got. This guy was kind of pissed too. It's kind of the same sentiment that a lot of people are saying.
If you're against deportation, why don't you do this? Why don't you invite them over your house? Bring them around your family, your friends, and your children. You can cook them a nice warm meal, and you guys can all sit around the table and share trendy Aragua stories. Only catch is, you can't know who they are or where they come from. That sounds like a stupid fucking idea, doesn't it? Sounds like a stupid fucking idea. And then you got Selena Gomez. Hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Get on the bus with them and get the fuck out. Because we don't care about you crying. We don't give a rat's ass. That's why Justin Bieber left your ass.
Oh my.
We don't give a fuck. You and that curly-headed head.
Oh, look, he's getting out. These people are going off.
Without Blake giving us the opportunity, trusting in us to do this mission, none of this would be possible. And so I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Blake Scholl and Boom Supersonic. So incredibly thankful for, again, like I said, his trust in us and providing us this opportunity to go out and do what we did today. I want to thank a whole bunch of folks who participated in this program.
Waiting on Geppetto.
Half a jerk-off fiance you got, Benny Fuckface. We don't care.
Oh, no, not Benny Blanco. Leave him alone. No.
Why don't you do something? Why don't you bring him to your house?
I agree with that, though. Why don't bring him to your house?
Selena, dickhead, why don't you bring him to your house? And you guys can have them there. They can stay for as long as they want. Check your CBP1 app, and it'll bring you right to Selena's front door. You can get the fuck out with him. You're cancer. You're a cancer. Get the fuck out. But you're fake crying. Nobody wants to hear it. And nobody gives a rat's fucking ass, you half a jerk off.
Oh my gosh. So people are really pissed off about it. That CB1 app, I think that's an app that I thought that, like, if you want to take a person into your home, like an immigrant or an illegal person, I think you just go to the app, you sign up. I thought that's what it was. I don't know what it is. CB1 app. What is that? A mobile app that allowed users to access services from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The app was used to schedule appointments, submit information, and check for wait time. Okay. So a lot of people are really pissed off with Selena.
Selena Gomez, let me explain something to you also quickly. And I told myself I was going to calm down and chill out and be a cool voice of reason on this app, but you people make it really hard. Okay. Your people, you're not from Mexico, number one. You were born in Texas, one of the greatest states here in the United States of America. You are afforded rights and privileges that these immigrants do not have. And need I remind you, they are illegal. They broke the law. And most of the criminals, violent criminals who are being taken out of this state, they're not even from Mexico. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, some of them are, and yes, Mexico is receiving deportees back. Because again, they broke the law. But to go online crying, put a Mexican flag and say, "My people, I'm so sorry." That's a little dramatic if you ask me, right? Do celebrities literally, like, you guys don't need the clout, okay? You are very well off. You have made millions and millions of dollars. Do you just go online and look up trending topics and go, let me sympathize with what's going crazy right now? Where was your outrage for the 400,000 missing children on the border? Where was your outrage for the women and children getting completely taken advantage of and raped on the border? Where was your outrage for Aurora, Colorado? Where is your outrage for North Carolina and LA when billions and billions of dollars of our taxpayer money is going to illegal immigrants who are not even citizens of this country? Get a grip, and I'm glad you took that video down because you knew what was coming for you. And any ounce of research would have told you that was wrong and it wasn't going to look good.
Yeah, so Selena's getting ate up. Ate up, man. People are not having it. This was kind of funny. It's just a fun little video. I like to bring sometimes the funny stuff because the politics gets people really riled up and people are really upset and stuff like that. So this was kind of funny clip here.
Okay, sir. This one says now that the retards are out of the White House, everyone can say retard again with pride.
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
This one says white people are now allowed to say the N-word once a month, just to really get one out of the chamber, and it must be whispered. With a black friend nearby.
That's a big one. We're opening up that one.
This is a good one, sir. Basically says if men have to put their height on the dating apps, women should have to put their weight. That's for quote-unquote equality. She wants to know if he can reach the top of the fridge. He should want to know if she's going to clean out the fridge. It's called the Rosie O'Donnell Fat Pig Act.
Oh my God. That's a big one.
Okay, this one.
And I haven't watched the rest of this, so
says the LGBTQIA plus 2- umlaut community is now just going to be called the everything but straight people list. It's really just a time saver.
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
China will now be called China America.
No, if China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China.
The editing that was done. Oh, this is by Tyler, too. Tyler Fisher to put this together. By the way, they changed the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. I don't know if I got to mention that yesterday. It was like towards the end of the stream. So instead of Gulf of Mexico, I think Trump changed the Gulf of America. Oh, snap.
When we take over Greenland, it will now be called Red, White, and Blue Land.
Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security.
This one says if you see a man wearing a COVID mask outside, you can have sex with his girlfriend because Lord knows him is not pleasing her any longer.
People have wanted to do this for years. What's this one?
This says we are bringing back the real gun emoji, getting rid of that weak Democrat woke water pistol bullshit.
We have to do what's right.
Oh, this one's interesting, sir. It says all the fat, bald feminists with 40 cats who hate men, they will now be put in the front lines during any war. They don't have family or kids, just cats, as I said, so let's put them to work.
And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a terror. And they're tough. They're very tough.
If somebody says you have to respect my pronouns, you are allowed to fart in their mouth, sir.
Stranger things have happened. The wind brings it down a lot.
This one says if a woman divorces you and takes half your stuff, she's required to have sex with you half the time. Fair is fair, sir.
If we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half? Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, guys. That's crazy, the editing that took place for that. Geppetto is talking.
President to every family, to make the world a smaller place, to bring humanity closer together. Let's make America boom again. Thank you very much.
A catchphrase, okay. Let's make America boom again. All right. Now, Snoop Dogg, he's catching a lot of backlash, I guess, flack, because he performed at Trump's inauguration. I didn't see it. I should check it out. And people are coming for him. I thought I read somewhere that he had lost like 500,000 followers, even though he has like 88 something million. Let me double check. He's like something Snoop Dogg. It's almost a drop in the bucket for him. I'm sure it still affects him, but like at the end of the day, he's fine. Snoop, he's actually live right now. Is he talking about this shit? Yeah, he's playing in his basketball court or somebody's basketball court. He's not bothered by this. All right. But anyway, 500,000 people supposedly, reportedly, unfollowed him because he performed, you know, and he has 88 something million. So Snoop's gonna be okay. His life's not gonna end, but I guess he has to keep reassuring people that he's black. He's still 100% black, which is clear as day. I mean, but I guess those people that just can't stand the fact that he performed. So, you know, I saw he did a video and he was responding. And, you know, he was saying, and he shouldn't care. And he whatever. F these people. If they don't want to follow, don't follow him then. You know, at the end of the day, I'm sure he made a lot of money. He's getting paid. He's doing what he does, performing and stuff, you know. And the fact that he can still do that, it makes good money like that at this age. I don't know how old he is, but yeah, they're upset with him. They're angry with him. For all the hate I'm getting, to answer with love, I love too much. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black. All out till you ball out till you fall out. Later in the video, Snoop said, we got to learn to pick each other up instead of pulling each other down. That's what we great as black people. We're great at tearing each other down. That's true. It's just not even just black, but yeah, that is true though. You can be up 1 minute and then they'll pull you down the next. Yeah, man, let him do his thing, man. He performed, had a great time, made his money. So what? But I'm a strong black man. I'm cut from a different cloth. You can't tear me down. Snoop Dogg closed the video saying, y'all stay strong. The only way to beat hate is with love. So, whatever. I guess a bunch of people unsubbed or unfollowed. But he's at the point in his career that stuff is not really going to faze him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he was just starting out. But he's at a comfortable, sweet spot, I think. You know. And a lot of these people with Trump, they used to love him back then. And then when he ran for president, they disassociated. Now it's kind of like the cool thing. Now I guess it's acceptable. Now somewhat acceptable because people still, you know, people still hate him and they unsub and unfollow, whatever. But so he's catching heat for the performance. People are upset. People are angry. You know, I don't know. So this was another thing that was interesting, and I saw this. I think I saw this yesterday. Nick Sorter posted this. And remember, like, we watched that whole Mayor Bass and Trump, them going back and forth. And Trump was like, well, just let them go back to their houses. You know, people are standing up. People are ready to go home. Even though I guess a lot of people don't have homes, but they want to get back to their property. And so this guy recorded that they're now, well, there's like, they have to get a special pass. And the special pass, the line for it is like miles long.
And then after that, you're able to just go right in.
But why can't I just go now?
That's just my order, sir.
How long is the orange pass thing?
I got told, I'm not sure if there's an expiration date or anything.
No, but there's a line.
I fully understand that, sir, but there's rules and protocols we got to follow.
So it's January 27th?
Yes, sir.
I haven't been able to get to my house.
Yes, sir.
For 20 days.
Oh, did it? AH, I didn't know that. AH said, sorry, because I'm putting you guys on the big screen now. AH said he's saying he's still black because he called people that performed for Trump in 2016 coons. Interesting.
I fully understand that.
And it's right down there. It's about 1 minute over there.
Yes, sir.
And here's my address.
Yeah, I fully understand that.
So you want me to go wait in line for 2 hours?
Sir,
that's what they're told. That's what we're told to advise, sir. You have to go down to where he's telling you, to zone 3, and then you get the pass. Once you get the pass, you're able to come up.
But there's like a mile wait to get into zone 3.
I understand, because there's all the people that are trying to get the passes. But that's what in order for you to get by, past this checkpoint, you need to get that pass.
Right, but President Trump and Mayor Bass said that we could go.
Trust me, I understand. I'm just telling you what we were advised by our command posts. They're telling you the same thing. They were advised by their command posts. I'm not giving you guys a hard time.
No, I know. And I appreciate your service.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We greatly appreciate it, but that's unfortunately one of the things that you have to do.
Okay.
Is go get a pass.
So I'm back, and it's now January 27th at 9:50 in the morning, and I have to go wait in a multi-hour, probably 5-hour line to get a pass to go to my house.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your service.
See, I don't know what the situation really is with that, but supposedly they got to obtain a pass. The night curfew also remains in effect, barring anyone without authorization from entering the area. And dozens of arrests have been reported for looting, burglaries, and curfew violations. So that kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know what the pass thing is. I don't know if they're trying to take an account for people that go into the zone or something. Or is it because they want to stop this looting stuff? You got to have a pass. But yeah, that's the situation going on. I forgot what this guy said.
Stay-at-home moms, you're going to get a tax credit.
I wonder if that's
thanks to Donald Trump. He's looking into giving stay-at-home mothers who stay with their little ones a tax credit to be at home while the dad goes to work. See, it's not about traditionalism, conservatism, or anything like that. It's about being there for our children.
I think that's amazing if he does that. There was a report 6 days ago by KGET says that, let me see here. This was, a couple days ago. President Trump has returned. Tax season just days away. Some Americans may be wondering how the 47th president administration might affect their child tax credit. Thanks to the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the child tax credit is capped at $2,000 per child, down from $3,600 during the pandemic, but double that of tax year 2016. Okay. Congressional action is required, or the child tax credit will revert to $1,000 per child. So they got to have some type of intervention, I guess. There is bipartisan support to keep child tax credit at $2,000 per child, so the provision will most likely be extended. Okay. Should that not occur, then as 2025 winds down, taxpayers with children should evaluate whether to increase income tax withholding or estimated tax. Okay. I don't know if that's true. We'll see. I'm kind of curious about that.
Letting the moms help raise the children instead of public school. Let the moms raise the children instead of the machine. Let the moms raise the children instead of the propagandists that are in our schools.
Ooh, it's a good song. Want relief on child care costs. Let me see this other article. It's the same copy of the last article. They just copy and pasted. Okay. So currently, the tax credit gives $2,000 discount on their tax bill for every child under the age of 17. Families pay less than $2,000 in income tax get a smaller benefit. Okay, I don't know. I'm wondering what it would be. Tax. Okay, so finally we get to the story. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. So this guy, Florida man who voted for Trump, who wants to work something out with Donald Trump after ICE snatched up his wife and deported her back to Venezuela while she was in the process of getting her papers done. Let's work something out. Please, man, let me keep my wife. She deserves to be here. So imagine that, voting for Trump and your wife gets deported.
They turned off cameras, excuse my language, and then they took my wife.
This man who wished not to be identified says his wife is from Venezuela and has lived in the United States for
be a blessing or a curse. I don't know.
few
Depends
years.
on his situation.
She was one of 3 people taken from this home. I'm told the 2 others were men who worked in construction. You see them here. This video, only 1 minute and 52 seconds long. We do not see his wife being removed from the home. But this is a picture of her that he keeps in his wallet. Her name is Vianis Ramirez, and he says she was in the process of becoming a United States citizen.
She already had a court date. She was good. Everything's good. He just came in and snatched her.
These are pictures from the Department of Homeland Security detaining other undocumented men and women in Broward County.
It's despicable what they're doing right now. It's very embarrassing.
President
It is kind of crazy because that is what he voted for, ain't it? So
Donald Trump arrived at his Trump National Golf Resort in Doral Saturday, set to host GOP leaders for a conference. This man hopes this message makes it to him.
If I get a chance to talk to you, man, yo, please, man, let's work something out. So you, man, let me keep my wife here in the United States, man. She deserves to be here, man.
ICE reports nearly 1,000 raids in the country on Sunday alone, which is up from just under 300 on Saturday here at the detention center in Miramar.
Nat said he reported her.
Things have been quiet for several hours, but we will continue to monitor this situation and bring you the developing news.
Yeah, that's true. If you'd marry her, she'd be a citizen.
On raids in South Florida as they happen. In Miramar, I'm Chelsea.
Let me look at the article because I went and pulled up the actual article as well. Is there something to read here? Yeah. Let me see. What are conducted in South Florida on Sunday that just passed, and President Trump begins making good on his promise. One man exclusively told CBS that his wife was taken. Yeah, if she was married, wouldn't she be a citizen? The Homeland Security Investigations Office shared on X that federal law enforcement agencies conducted several immigration enforcement operations on Sunday. Meanwhile, agents from ICE's Miami office reported detaining some undocumented migrants on various offenses across South Florida, including Broward and Martin counties. One man did not want to be named that ICE had taken his wife during one of these raids in the Miami neighborhoods of Brownsville. He said it's despicable. He wanted Mr. Trump to let his wife stay as their 11th anniversary is on Friday. Yeah, how does that make sense? I don't know. 11th anniversary? When asked if she was in the process of getting her citizenship, the man told Miami News that she was right in the middle of it. The man's wife, who was Venezuelan and has lived in the U.S. for a few years, had a court date. Everything was good up until that moment. They just came and they snatched her. The man's wife was one of 3 people taken in the Brownsville raid. The other 2 men who reportedly worked in construction. Damn. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll get an update on that or not. Yeah, that's what I thought. M71. So I don't know what's up with that story. It's kind of weird. This lady, she's claiming that her landlord was detained. What? A woman on TikTok is celebrating because ICE detained her landlord, claiming she no longer has to pay bills. Her landlord?
Y'all, ICE done picked up my motherfucking landlord, so
Well, nah,
I don't
man.
gotta pay no bills now.
Just yesterday, we saw about 1,000 arrests by ICE. And just for context, in 2024, under the last year of the Biden administration, there was a daily average of about 312 arrests. So definitely an increase there. They targeted those with warrants. We also saw the DEA, ATF, and FBI assist as the Trump administration is looking to get more to help Border Patrol and ICE agents.
I wonder what's her TikTok. I want to know more. There's no name on what TikTok.
Y'all.
Let me see if I can find anything else about it. Landlord detained by ICE. Miami man. What's the story here? Restaurant owner says federal officers arrested immigrant at their establishment. Okay. I don't know how to say anything about that. I'm curious about that. That's crazy. Tom. Oh, this was a crazy one too. It was kind of funny.
You cannot be racist to white people because white people are the dominant race in this country. Full stop.
You are calling me privileged when you don't know anything about me. I could have grown up in Section 8 housing.
This is privilege.
Okay, all right. Tell me this. Tell me this. Tell me this. Tell me this. Tell me this.
This is a classic example of white privilege, and you both have it.
What's that?
Anyone want to fill them in?
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. So white privilege is when white people, particularly men, automatically assume they can take whatever they want. And they never have to worry about getting stopped by the police. And they have the inside track for any job
I got this one, Aisha. They have the inside track for any job they want.
Exactly, Gage. Thank you for that. That's white privilege.
Whoa. And we have that?
You sure do.
I see.
Whoa. I never realized this stuff.
Yeah. You've really opened
Anybody ever watch Beavis and Butthead growing up, man? Oh, man.
up my eyes.
Well, I'm glad we've been able to enlighten you. The real question is, do you think you'll be acting differently from now on?
I guarantee it.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Yeah, check it out. Hey. Don't worry, it's okay. We automatically assume we can take what we want, and we don't have to worry about the police. It's okay, you didn't know. We didn't either. Good stuff now.
This is what we were taught, sir.
Yeah, we're subverting existing paradigms.
This rules.
I ran into that today. I don't think they still do episodes in that, right? I don't know how they even came out with that. Beavis and Butthead. I wonder if they still have episodes. Beavis, Butthead. Yeah, it stopped a long time ago, 1993 to 2011. Looks like, unless somebody else took up on it. Beavis takes on a new job. Hilarious. Yeah, I guess they still have clips and stuff, but the show's over. So, rock legend Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, which I like Green Day. I mean, I like some of their songs, says he's going to renounce his American citizenship because Trump is president. So he said I guess he's renouncing it, leaving, whatever. That's fine, I guess. Some people said don't care, see Trump winning again. He'll be back. He'll be back. Another Coelho should be back. Let me see if I find anything in the. Yeah. Let's see. Damn, he got Green Day banned from Las Vegas radio stations after Billy Joe Armstrong insults Sin City. Green Day lashes out at Meta and Google during concert. They've been unhappy for a while, it seems. Green Day swap lyrics of hit song to mock Elon Musk. Oh, so they've been going at it for a while, I guess. American idiot. Absolutely massive army of dump trucks in western Northern Carolina. Where was this 4 months ago? The cavalry has arrived. I follow this guy. I started following him because he's been kind of posting on the North Carolina stuff. And it seems since Trump has gotten there, the cavalry. Posted this earlier. Look at all those trucks. I wonder if he's made any other posts since.
The president also signing a new executive order aimed at speeding up repairs for roads damaged by Hurricane Helene, including Interstate 40. More than 4 months after the storm, the road still remains closed between North Carolina and Tennessee. Crews experienced a setback last month after another part of the interstate collapsed. It's expected to reopen sometime this spring, but with a reduced speed limit of 40 miles an hour. The president.
And somebody here said ICE TV show would be a lot bigger than Cops or Live PD. That would be a very interesting thing. I think that would be a hit. That probably would take off. If they did, imagine if they had a reality show. I mean, I don't know if Dr. Phil's working on that, but if they had some type of reality show where they caught these people and streamed it live, or maybe it's just a reality thing, pre-recorded.
You got the wrong person.
Get over there. Hey, can you back up a little? You can record, but you need to back up. Can you back up? Yeah, step right here.
You got the wrong person.
Oh, she's saying you got the wrong person.
You got the wrong person. You got the wrong person. You were here for attorneys.
What? Oh, she said wait for attorneys? I watched a little bit of Live PD. I went over a friend's house a couple weeks ago because my daughter's friend with their daughter, so like we waited. The parents hung out and the kids hung out, and the guy I didn't even know they still had their shit. It was on TV, some type of, I don't know if it was Live PD. It was something where the cops were catching people.
Ma'am, you need to step back. You need to step back. So we're gonna take him to the office. You got it? You got a car? We're gonna take him to the office in downtown. All right. You can call that number, and we'll give you more information once we get there. Okay? I have it in the phone. Hold on.
Crazy, man. It's going down. It's going down, and every day they're looking to increase the numbers. So like, I don't expect this to kind of like die out or slow down. They're ramping up.
So in about an hour, you can give him a phone call, and then he should be able to talk to you, okay? Do you have any questions for me?
Why are you talking to him? He don't have a record.
So we do have a warrant for arrest for him, okay?
When? Can I see the paperwork?
When we get to the office,
can I see the paperwork?
I'm not going to show you the paperwork right now, but when we get to the office,
you don't have the paperwork.
You can give him a phone call and he'll take you to the hospital, okay?
You know, this is illegal. This is illegal.
Okay, I cannot go into his immigration history with you or his criminal history with you, okay?
He don't have a criminal history.
Give us a call like in about an hour, okay? Thank you.
Man, bro, yeah, they're really rolling up, taking people. It's no joke. It is no joke. This is kind of, that's made me laugh. It says, real life footage of me going to bed every night for the next 4 years.
Good.
Oh man. This one was, I don't know.
Would you rather get a massage from a man or surgery from a female doctor? Wow.
Like minor surgery?
No, serious surgery, like a blown kidney or something.
Jeez.
Good question, Peter.
Is the man gay?
No.
Is the female doctor at least Jewish or Asian?
No, but actually, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. Hispanic female doctor or gay male masseuse?
Hispanic from Spain?
No.
So it's basically, stupid. Would you rather get a massage from a gay man or die?
Damn, bro. I don't know if that's a real episode or they edited that. I don't know. Gynecologist who decapitated a baby to be decapitated during botched birth is cleared to return to work. Wow. Government drops doctor who says gender given at birth. Wow. Crazy.
Let me tell the American people something so we get this. Men are not loved.
That's real?
Men have to put their fucking foot in folks' ass. Men have to lay down the law. Men have to lay down the truth. Donald Trump is a man. The fact that all these fucking women hating him shows that he's doing exactly what men do. I'm despising my own motherfucking house. Because if I let the women do what they want to do, it'll be a fucking shit show. Men. Barack Obama didn't love America. Barack Obama treated America the way women want him to treat America. Bill Clinton treated America the way women. Donald Trump is treating America the way a man would treat America. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. White people only make up 7% of the world. Stop killing your fucking babies. We gonna die off. That's what Donald Trump says. Hey, Mexico, take your fucking criminals back. Canada, you need to be a part of the fucking USA. It costs us a lot of money to protect you son of a bitches.
Wow.
Russia, calm the fuck down. Y'all know we'll bomb on y'all motherfucking ass. China and North, y'all chill the fuck out too.
I wouldn't want a war or anything like that with Russia or China, but
man shit. Barack Obama was giving Iran billions of dollars. Man shit. Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say, God damn, what's going on around here? Granddaddy dead. Granddaddy gone. And grandma done let everything turn to fucking shambles.
Wow. Mama's love. This lady said here that ICE performing 2 a.m. immigration raids, and she woke up to her apartment complex parking lot empty. Whoa.
Y'all, it's really happening.
Wow.
Them people knocked at my door last night. ICE. No bullshit. Around 2 a.m. We got a knock on the door.
Hey, Sherry, how you doing?
I
Thank you.
looked through the peephole. It was like 3 men standing there. They was knocking on my door, and I could see them knock on the neighbor door and everybody else's door, but I didn't fucking answer because I clearly knew who they were and I knew who they were here for. And I literally watched people get walked out of their houses, and up there, Mexicans downstairs, Mexicans across from, literally everyone around me. I live on this whole side where all Mexicans stay at. Seriously, because I know they party every night, and they still ain't invited me for no tacos. But yes, and then I woke up this morning and it's Sunday, so all the work trucks usually be outside. Like I saw 5 work trucks usually be outside because they don't work on Sunday. I see 1 truck out. And I just want to say this is very much sad. And like I said, only 1 truck is out there. It's usually 5 work trucks. It's usually packed in our parking lot on Sundays where we can never find parking because everybody's usually home. There's 1 work truck out there today. Literally 1 work truck. The parking lot is freaking empty. There's parking literally right downstairs. And yeah, I really watched them bang on people's doors. I kind of went back into my bed because I was home alone. So I kind of just went back into my house and into the bed. But they were knocking, and right now it's so quiet. Usually I'm hearing the neighbors upstairs or the people downstairs. I don't hear anybody. I don't see nobody. I've been looking outside. There's nobody out there. And I feel like they took my neighbors. And what I'm used to is that my neighbors don't even speak English. More in Cali, most of the Mexicans speak English. My neighbors don't even speak English. They don't speak.
Wow.
Y'all.
So they took her neighbor, she says. This was kind of weird. We covered this already. This was, I don't know. I was scrolling the Twitter, and I came across this. It was kind of this Drewski guy. I guess he's like a comedian, but there's this guy. I guess he came out with, he got a BBL. I don't know.
Is you street? Do you pop? Walk into the bank with all this cash on me. Woo! Walk into the club, all this ass on me. Woo! 2-minute drive-bys. I should have went and got my CDL. Women music winning, so I went and got a BBL. Real niggas, we gonna get that cash. I know that's right. Real niggas, we gonna throw that ass. I know that's right. Interrogation room. It's a lot of shit I can't say. Pull up Uzi, squirting, booty, twerking, but I ain't gay. Pop.
And so this guy starts saying, I think towards the end, he's like, listen, if women can do it, why can't I? They ain't getting BBLs. Why can't I get a BBL? And he said that he ever since he got a BBL, his like numbers have started increasing.
We go pop.
I don't know, Miss. I mean, that would be interesting.
Pop. Is you gangster? Is you G or is you not?
So you keeping it gangster regardless?
Yeah.
You gangster first.
BB Hell.
Not BBL.
No, BB Hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something new we ain't seen, man.
Yeah. Is you gangster? Is you street or is you not? You feel me?
When you saying pop, 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 the other one for the gun.
Yeah, it's two.
It's pop,
like a play on like a pop, pop, pop. That's why I kind of simultaneously
pop, pop, pop,
pop, pop, pop.
Oh,
like you feel me?
You a lyricist.
See that why
it's bigger than rap.
You feel me? Walking to the bank with all this cash on me. Woo. Walking through the club, all this ass on me.
I see. That's a lyricist, nigga.
Yeah.
Open your fucking eyes, man. It's bigger than rap, bro.
It's bigger.
He's a fucking lyricist, nigga.
Facts.
It's genius.
Facts. They got a lot of women getting their body done and they take off. Once I jumped off the post with that ass on me, streams with the going up, I went to getting book mode, everything. Power move.
Is that real? Did he really get his? I guess you can do it, right? I mean, if the women are doing it, I guess you can do it. So he got a BBL. I mean, I don't know if he stuffed something or attached something, or he really got a BBL. I don't know, man. 2025. All right, let me just do another sweep. By the way, there's going to be a White House, the first White House. What do they call it? A Chicago on ice operation.
Tells
play
you
this.
that you should. And that, Mayor, I'd love to hear from you.
I played already. That's already done. That's already done. The first White House press secretary, whatever they call it. Let me check it out. The White House. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be on for that. White House. Check out the White House. The first White House briefing, press briefing. That's happening at 1 p.m. Eastern. I mean, I don't know. It might be. Is it going to be interesting? I don't know. I like the Q&As. And I forgot who the lady is. That's the. Oh, it's Caroline Leavitt. Yeah, let me type that out. Let me see. Caroline Leavitt. Oh, okay. I see you, Caroline. Carolyn. Okay. Hey, Whiskey, welcome. Thanks. Yeah, I think I'm going to jump off for now because I have something to do in a little while, but I'm only going to be predisposed for about an hour, a little while, so I won't be gone for long. So if something else pops off, I definitely will come back on. I don't know. I'm gonna listen to the White House press briefing in the background. I usually don't listen to them, but I don't know if it's gonna be interesting or not because I don't know if they're gonna talk about the ICE stuff going on. Sometimes a Q&A. I don't know anything about this lady, so I don't know how she is. You know, with I don't know how she is, so I don't know if it's gonna be interesting or not. Is she spicy? Is she gonna be taking shots? Is she gonna be quiet? I don't know. Meet Trump's gun-loving 27-year-old. Oh, she's 27. 27-year-old press secretary. Okay, she bills herself as the ultimate Gen Z political pioneer. Smiling Instagram shots on the beaches. Okay. Oh, she's out pictures with guns and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Should be interesting. So a young lady taking the spot, the reins as press. She's spicy as really? She's spicy? Okay. So yeah, that's I mean to me this ICE stuff that I see going on is kind of really big. That's the big stuff happening now. I mean, we'll see what else happens as far as breaking news, but I'm just kind of keeping an eye and seeing like all over the place. People have a lot of different feelings about it. So what is this? An anti-deportation protest in Oklahoma with protesters waving foreign flags.
She's on the phone. Over there. Making a business call.
I don't know what the question was. The comments are coming in super fast, so I can't read everybody's comments.
I feel like, it sucks for people making a decent living that have come here. I feel like you should come in legally the right way, But I definitely don't feel anything for like the murderers and rapists and, people bringing in drugs and trafficking. I'm not sure why anybody would feel sympathy for those people that keep slipping through the system and have been arrested multiple times and, they have those types of criminal histories. Let's see what else. Anything else? Ooh, damn. DJ Academics banned on Twitch. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Oh, Jim Acosta quit CNN. They said he quit live on air. I heard about this guy. I never liked this guy. I'll tell you that. I never liked him. I've seen his interactions with Trump. He's just, to me, like very smug and disingenuous. And I've seen some of the interactions over the years. And so now they're saying he quit.
It is never a good time to bow down to a tyrant. I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN, and I plan on doing all of that in the future. One final message. Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope. Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message. I will not give in to the lies. I will not give in to the fear. Post it on your social media so people can hear from you too. I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. It has been an honor to be welcomed into your home for all these years. That's the news. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jim Acosta.
That was his last segment, I guess. Been hoping for years, such a lying POS. Yeah, I remember some of the interactions I've seen with this guy. I didn't like it. I didn't like him a long time. I didn't like this guy from a long time ago. I saw some of the interactions. I'm like, I don't know. Really rude, too. I remember one of the things was very rude. So the White House press briefing. I wonder how long do those press briefings usually go for? Let me take a look and see. White House. I mean, this is the first one with Trump right now for this year, but they delete the old videos too. It looks like it makes sense, I guess. They delete the old videos. Jim Acosta.
Found it?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Jim Bob. They wanted to move him to the 12 midnight slot, and he didn't want that. That's true. I forget what slot was he on before. Was it 11 p.m.? Yeah, they were moving him, and he didn't like that at all. Somewhere, Selena Gomez sobbing. Wow. Passenger plane with 200 people on board caught fire right before it was set to depart from an airport in South Korea. Everyone was rescued. Ooh, these airplanes, man. South Korea.
불은 꺼진 거지. 어디 엔진에 불 붙은 거야? 올라오네. 올라오네.
Really? An hour with this one. All right. Long about an hour and 30. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it. If it looks interesting, maybe I'll jump on, but I have to be somewhere a little later, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it anyway. But stay tuned. Please hit like, subscribe. If something pops off later once I'm back home, I'll definitely jump on. Keep an eye out for things. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Love you. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. Comcast. Bloop, 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 bloop. Thank you guys. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.